So you want to learn how to carry on Iron Man.
The perfect hit!
Maximum pulse!
Oh,
I'm not
double kill! That's 3! Wow, 4 in a row! 5! That's amazing!
Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Abby. Welcome to the video. I'm a top 500 player from Overwatch who has since then become a coach, and now I'm climbing the ranks very steadily in Marvel Rivals, and I want to coach and help you get better and climb the ranks too. Iron Man is one of my favorite picks, and I think he's actually very, very strong if you can learn his different playstyles, which I'm going to try and teach you in the later half of this video. First, I want to teach you some parts of his kits that you may or may not know. So let's not waste any time and get straight into it. You're here for Tony Stark, and so am I. Starting us off is the ability kit of Iron Man. It's on your screen right now. I'll be going through it one by one. Number 1 is the Repulsor Blast. This is the primary fire for Iron Man. And number 2 is the Unibeam, which is when you hold the alternate fire, you're going to do the Unibeam. Now, it's important to note that both the Unibeam and the Repulsor cannons are going to be using the same ammo resource on the bottom left. So I'm going to zoom in for you on your screen right now. So you see I'm going to do the Repulsor cannon attack, or the Repulsors, and you can see that it's consuming ammo. I think it consumes like 12 at a time. And if I use the Unibeam, you can again see that it's consuming ammo. So it's extremely important that when you are playing Iron Man, that you have good discipline. I think this next part of Iron Man is fairly obvious, is Iron Man can glide around. If you hold the space key or the jump key for my console players, you're going to ascend upwards. If you hold the crouch key or control for us keyboard keyboard players, you're going to be able to descend. So that is extremely important, as you do want to maintain good strafing whether you're flying or you're playing close to the floor. Iron Man's first ability is called the Armor Overdrive. This is where basically Iron Man enhances himself with nanotechnology, and then his Unibeam and his pulsar cannons are going to do more damage. So this is what it looks like in practice. So here comes the nano upgrades, and I start doing, a little bit more damage than necessary. Here comes the Unibeam, and it's a lot more stronger than before. We're going to talk about damage breakpoints in just a second, but I just want to quickly give you an overview of his kit. Iron Man does have another ability, which is the, one of his abilities is called Micro Missiles Barrage. And Micro Missile Barrage can be used in two different ways. On base Iron Man form, without the nanotech upgrade, if you are flying around, Iron Man can press the, Micro Missile button, I don't know what it is for people on console, and you'll be able to throw out a bunch of missiles. Now, how do you use it? We'll talk about that in just a bit, but before we get there, one of the Iron Man's final abilities is obviously Hyper Velocity, where if you hold the shift button, you're going to fly straight forward with a little bit of a speed boost. So this is when you can access the missiles. Now, the missiles in this state for Iron Man without the nanotech, upgrades, they're mostly just trying to be used to break down the map and give you more angles. They are very, very unlikely to actually secure some kills. Like, they have a mind of their own, so you don't necessarily want to, try and, swoop in and do like some airstrike. It's just not going to work. The best way to use Iron Man's kit is to enter your is to enter the nano, overdrive or nanotech armor, and then just start spamming the missiles with the missile button. The nano, rockets are being shot down towards the enemy, using the Unibeam to melt targets. There's a lot of different ways that you can play with Iron Man, but I'll get into the best playstyle in a little bit. I now want to talk about one final thing when it comes to Iron Man's breakpoints. What's extremely important to know about Iron Man's breakpoints is that Iron Man does more damage if you do land your shots onto the enemy model. This is extremely important. A lot of Iron Man players do not know this, and they don't even try to line up their shots to land the shots on the enemy's model. So for example, let me just do some splash damage over here, and we'll see how much the splash damage has to do to kill the Lunar Snow. So again, you can see the damage is just, it's like it's not that much. It's taking like, it doesn't even confirm the kill, on the full ammo, right? It doesn't even confirm the kill on the full ammo. But if we are looking at Luna and now doing the damage, you can clearly see that in just 3 shots we can do a lot of damage. So there is a skill ceiling to Iron Man. Again, if you're an Iron Man player that's only ever going to rely on splash damage, I'm sorry, but as you climb the ranks, you're not going to have a good time with this guy, right? Now, there is a way to make the splash damage playstyle work as well, but like I said, playstyles and everything we'll get to a little bit later. So it's extremely important that when you do enter your, especially during your, nanotech upgrade mode, you do want to do your best to start applying the damage like straight into the enemy's face, right? That is the only way you're going to be able to just completely destroy their HP bar. So Iron Man's combos are relatively basic. You enter nano upgrade, you spam all buttons. It is Very easy to get that down. Now, Ironman's final ability, I think you've seen it, I've seen it, we've seen all the memes about it. Indeed, Jarvis, it's time to clip it. And it is basically an EMP pulse explosion, where you just aim it at a certain spot and it explodes. And whoever's caught in the radius, they will take a sudden burst damage over time. It is not exactly burst damage instantaneously. It's a burst damage that like registers very quickly over time. And yes, it can break through Luna Snow's ultimate. So Iron Man has an ultimate, one of the very few ultimates in the game that can actually counter Luna Snow's ultimate if the enemy team is caught in the middle of the EMP explosion. I don't know what's it called in game. It's called the pulse cannon. Okay, well, I don't know why I keep calling it an EMP explosion. I could have sworn in the alpha he said something about EMP. But guys, do remember it does have fall off. Again, a lot of Iron Man players don't know this. If you don't aim it close to the enemy, it's not going to do a lot of damage. Now over there, it does do a lot of damage, but just let me get you an example of where the fall off kicks in, because if the fall off does kick in, they're not going to take all the damage. So you can see over there, if they're on the outer circle of the pulse cannon, then they are not gonna take a lot of damage, and they will survive that ultimate. So you have to, do your best to line up that pulse cannon and delete the enemy when you are given the opportunity. Now, what is the best way to play Iron Man? That is the real question, right? You guys want to know, like, what is the best way to play Iron Man? And I'm going to go over into the VOD section just a bit. But honestly, a lot of people think Iron Man's dual capability is in his spam. And that's actually just not true. The best Iron Mans in the world, me and a lot of other Iron Mans in the higher ranks right now, in Eternity and GM, and even Diamond, I would count all three of them as the higher ranks because they are basically top 1% and above. The way you actually utilize Iron Man the best is to enter your nanotech form when the enemy is pushing in and start using the Unibeam. Unibeam is very, very consistent, and it's very, very good at melting the enemy targets. You want to primarily use just like spamming away into chokes and into the backline when you are not in a team fight, because like the higher up you go, people get better at landing the shots, especially the sports. And hilariously enough, outside of Hawkeye and Hela, the best characters to take out Iron Man are actually Adam Warlock, Mantis, and even a good Luna Snow, or even a good Cloak, well, in this case, Cloak player, right? Because Dagger can, but Cloak can. So one more, thing to know, guys, is that it is really important if you can ask for somebody to play Hulk for you. And the reason for that is Hulk on the team as Iron Man gives him the team up, which is the gamma which is the gamma upgrade. Now the gamma upgrade actually increases Iron Man's damage, and this is where Iron Man begins to become a lot more lethal. This is where again the Unibeam playstyle just absolutely deletes HP bars, and then the spam becomes even stronger, right? So these are some really important things to know about Iron Man when you're going to be playing him in your ranked games and everything. Now, we're going to be talking about how to best play Iron Man on attack and how to best play Iron Man on defense. Alright, so here we are with Iron Man on defense on one of the Tokyo Shibuya maps. I'm not entirely sure, but what's extremely important is that when you guys watch this gameplay with me, I want you to understand the general basic guideline of how you're meant to play the character, and we're also going to look at some of the mistakes I make. So I want to look at my own mistakes and call them out and how I can play better, so that you yourself can notice your own mistakes, coach yourself to become better. Other than that, I do offer free coaching. So if you want free coaching from a Diamond Plus player, I'm very close to it, to GM right now. So I was going to say 30, but I'm actually approaching GM very swiftly. I'm going to be getting to GM very soon. I just don't have the time because of work to grind that much. But if you do want some free coaching, do let me know in the comments. If there's a demand for it, I might start doing live streams for coaching. But right now over here, I'm playing Iron Man on defense, and again, I want you to understand the basics of Iron Man defense. Your job is to play around natural cover, different rooftops, and apply a lot of poke damage before a fight starts in order to maximize your APM, your actions per minute, and get as much ult charge as possible. Now, a team fight hasn't even started, and I'm already closing in on about 20% ult charge. Now, over here, as you can see, like, Hawkeye is a big counter of mine, and I'm just constantly bouncing up and down between this rooftop. I'm trying my level best not to overcommit my stay in trying to outpoke this Hawkeye. So guys, do remember your matchups. Like, Hawkeye is one of your counters. You do want to play extremely passive. Now over here, I start to break the walls on the right side because I want more angles, right? So if you look at the far right, I am just focusing on breaking this wall, and as soon as that wall breaks, I get a nice little kill on the Jeff over there. So remember guys, a lot of people just don't do this. Please utilize the breakables in the game. Like, use the scanning feature to see what you can and cannot break, and you can create yourself angles. You can use different angles to apply pressure to the enemy team. Now over here in this fight, I helped my team eliminate the Venom, and then I'm just trying to apply pressure to the enemy Iron Man. Hey guys, one quick tip against the Iron Man versus Iron Man matchup: it literally just comes down to which Iron Man unibeams the other Iron Man first, whether it's a normal unibeam or the upgraded unibeam. It's so important that you two keep trading one another until you get a nice angle to basically trace him with the unibeam. Now again, when we're playing on defense, we just want to maintain a safe poke based playstyle, where poking is like what you're watching right now. I'm just standing around poking or not overcommitting. I'm not trying to get my head sniped. And then if anybody from the enemy team, typically enemy dive tank Venom, pushes in, I use my unibeam to start applying pressure and then work on it. Now I do have my ultimate and I want to get behind the enemy team, get a nice angle, but over here I panic just a little bit, and you know, I want to take out the Hawkeye, take out the Iron Man, take out the Hawkeye, and then I do know that I have one of the ultimates in the game that can, you know, beat Luna Snow. So I was a little bit worried over here that maybe the enemy might make a big push, but we did get a bunch of picks. So I was like, okay, you know what, like, maybe the ultimate wasn't necessary over there. But you know, you have those like feelings of like, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Now enemy Psylocke is using her ult. I move out of the way. Typically, usually one of the strats for Psylocke ultimate is to group up so that you can divide the damage much better, but I just didn't want to take the risk of dying. And then from here I just go back to maintaining good map control. I go back to having good angles for myself and just helping secure kills and apply pressure. Now of course, sadly, over there the enemy team gets a good angle on me, and I was a little bit overextended to the right, and that gets me taken out. So do be careful with your positioning, because that is how enemies can catch you. And sadly, both flyers in the game, Iron Man and Storm, once you take that first 2 hits from the enemy team, it's basically GG's for you. So you have to pretty much just constantly anticipate that you're going to be contested at any time and try to play around natural cover. Now over here, I'm just trying to help my team confirm the kill. I barely dodged that maximum pulse over there and just start applying pressure to the Iron Man. Like I said about the unibeam battle, because I landed the unibeam first, I destroyed him. Now over here, the Hawkeye is ulting. I'm maintaining my position, chilling out with my sprays, because guys, it's really important to avoid this Hawkeye ult. He can get a very easy kill on you if you're not careful, right? Because he just has to look at you and he creates your after images and then he'll destroy you. So I maintain my position, I play away from line of sight, and then once I know that Hawkeye ult is finished, it's about like 5 to 6 seconds long, I take back the frontal space and try my best to get rid of that Hulk who's approaching. Now unfortunately, I get caught by the sniper herself, you know, Psylocke. Psylocke has no drop off on her damage. She can poke you down really well. So I do have to anticipate Psylocke might be taking some off angles to come and deal with me. But it's okay because my team is able to stabilize. So again, I'm watching my own mistakes. I'm coaching myself while still doing my best to play in the best way. So on defense, ladies and gentlemen, the best way to play Iron Man, don't do anything crazy or flashy. Maintain your space, control the map. It is all about controlling the map. Have good map control, control the breakables, create, you know, different line of sight for yourself, and keep applying pressure to the enemy team. So you can see I was trying to break that debris over there as well. It doesn't work out. I let this Luna push up a little bit. I don't know why she didn't notice me, but then I go up here, I have my ult, and I notice the enemy Iron Man, but I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure if I want to contest him or I want to go in. I actually overthink the situation because I thought he might have the ultimate himself, so it's better if I should, you know, duel him first. So if he's focusing on me, he's not focusing on my team and applying the maximum pulse. Now, sadly, I get caught over there. He wins the duel before me, but in that time, while he was dueling me, my team actually, you know, won the point. So that is a big benefit, you know, too. If you can just waste time with the other Iron Man, you know, your team won't be taking his pressure. Thankfully for me as well, the BRB station was nearby, so I was able to quickly rejoin my team and then help, you know, secure the kill with my ult to basically win this game. Okay, so here we are in a competitive game and we have to attack, and we did a pretty good job of defending the map with Iron Man as well as some other picks because I had to swap. But over here on attack, we do have the Hulk, and I want to show you guys Iron Man's potential. We have the Hulk, we have the damage boost from Mantis, and Iron Man can take over games here. Now, the pressure I'm putting out is absurd. I'm still playing around corners. I'm still trying to destroy breakables in order to give myself better angles. because you see I'm not flying super high into the sky because the enemy team does have a Hela, they do have Punisher, so and they have 𝐒𝐈𝐓, they have 3 counters for me that can deal with me, but I just play close to my team, get my ult really quickly, position myself in the back line, and just take them out with a nice big 3k, and then basically go in from there. And honestly guys, I'm not going to lie, Iron Man really is just that simple and straightforward. What's extremely important when it comes to playing this character is you must have good discipline in the way you play around walls and structures. If you don't have good discipline when it comes to playing around walls and structures, you will get caught, right? So even if I go back just a little bit, if we just go back here and I analyze the way I'm pressuring and just, you know, playing in this fight, they, again, remember, they have 3 of my counters, and this is like a plat 1 to diamond 3 game. I'm almost a diamond at this point, and that's no joke. That's like the top 2%, top 1%, if I remember correctly the last time I checked. So over here, again, you can see I'm playing around these rooftops, right? I'm trying to create different, like, you know, like blockades that if they did try to shoot me, I can either get behind the cover, just watch my mouse, right? Like pretend like I move to the left, or you know, I can just completely cut that line of sight by going downward. So this is how you can play Iron Man against some of his counters. Now, also, to be fair, like, I did have a great team. The Mantis is constantly pocketing me. My tank is just in their front line. So the thing is, like, as Iron Man, you never want to be the center of attention. And guys, please, when you're playing Iron Man, don't always sit in the high ground. Remember, and the same thing applies to Storm when I get to the Storm guide as well. Come down. Play a ground-based spam playstyle. That's fine too. So you can see over here, I apply pressure. But when I notice that 𝐒𝐈𝐓 and this, what is this character? Hela starts to poke at me, I start to go down. You see, I'm trying to, like, just not force this, because the longer I stay up here, the better line of sight that these 2 hit scans have, right? So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can just kind of come down. 𝐒𝐈𝐓 tries to come contest me over here, but, you know, again, I just use the Unibeam to scare her off, and I think she panics as well that she might be overstaying her welcome. Not to mention that when players like this try to go for an overextending play and you play closer to your backline, you lead them into that Lunar Snow Mantis and your tanks playing close to you, right? So just think, guys, think about how you're positioning yourself, because really, I'm not going to lie, Iron Man is all about positioning, being at the right place at the right time. Just how Tony Stark was able to be at the right place at the right time to stop Thanos and save the world, you are going to be saving your ranked games from, you know, going down the ladder and instead going up. So again, maintain good positioning. See how I'm playing down here? Hold on. The replay viewer bugged out. So over here, you can see I'm playing around the corners. I'm just constantly maintaining corner control and trying to apply direct damage. And because the enemy team makes the mistake of always playing grouped up, my splash damage hits more than 1% at a time. So my ult charge is charging so quickly. And remember, Unibeam spam also builds ult charge very, very quickly. So sometimes I just farm Unibeam off of the tanks, man. And you just get so charged up that, like, in less than one team fight, you have your ultimate and you can just take a nice off angle. So over here, I go for the off angle, right? If you don't know what an off angle is, it's usually, the best way to describe it for beginners is an angle away from a team fight, or like a flanking angle, right? So I take the off angle over here. I get a nice angle. I've seen this on my screen. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be huge, right? We get this angle over here, and, you know, if the enemy team was paying attention and not giving attention to my Hulk, who was distracting the front line really, really well and making it seem like he was feed, they would have caught me over here. But unfortunately, I get myself a nice angle. Thankfully, my Iron Fist came in as well to, again, keep eyes away from me. And then I go. So remember, guys, like I said before, don't try to be the center of attention as Iron Man. We all know Tony loves being at the center of attention. But unfortunately, if you become the center of attention against a comp like that, you're in a lot of trouble. So big shout outs to my team over here as well that we played with in rank. They did a great job of keeping them off of me, and then we get a nice, you know, maximum pulse to confirm and win this game right here. So that's how you play Iron Man, ladies and gentlemen. For tomorrow's video, we are going to be reviewing how the rank 1 Iron Man plays the game. So if you're interested in that type of content, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, because it helps support the channel for free. With that being said, I'll see you in tomorrow's video.